guys, thank you guys for joining and tuning in to our story time. Today's story, my mom's gonna be telling you guys the day she called her boss the B word.
And today to eat, we're gonna be having Little Caesars. We got their stuffed crust pizza, so it's stuffed with cheese. For toppings, we have pepperoni, sausage, and black olive because that's our choice. Looks yummy.
And today I have to drink this half and half Arizona lemonade.
Yep, and then I just have my water. And then I also have my homemade ranch that I make. It's like a version of the, like a copycat version of the Wingstop ranch. This is how it looks. Dip it in the ranch. Now let's try it. Good. It's pretty good.
So, getting into the story time, tell me like the whole setting of it. What time was it? What day was it?
Okay. So it was in the daytime. I had just started working there, so I was a new girl. So I just started working, and I got put into this department with a couple other women. It's a really small department. It's not too big. And my boss was a woman. So normally I would just do my job, but very quickly on, she started being very rude and very nasty towards me. Her attitude was really bad. If you ask her a question, she would answer very rudely. If you needed anything, she would have a really bad attitude. It was just really bad. So move forward. I was there about 3 or 4 months, not very long. We have to assemble boxes. I was like a float person. There was 4 machine operators there, and I was just helping everybody label their boxes, whatever they needed, assemble their boxes, help out in any way to all the 4 operators.
Wait, your whole team was girls?
Yeah, 3 girls and 1 boy. Yeah, and the 3 girls were myself included, so it was 3 girls and 1 boy. And I was just like the float, helping everybody while the operators, took care of their machine. So I was just like the extra help there.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, I was gonna get trained, to do what they were doing. But for now, I was just there as extra hands. So my job was just to help them in any way that whatever they needed. So one day, I'm assembling their boxes, and you just assemble their box and place it on their table, so it's ready to go. So one day I assembled my boss's box and set it on her table, and that's what I would do to everybody. So I would go in a row, in a line basically. So it was her turn. I assembled her box, I set it down, and because I didn't place her box exactly where she puts it, I was about 2 to 4 inches away from where she likes to place her box on the table. What she did was, as soon as I assembled the box and placed it, I took maybe 2 steps. She grabs the back of her hand and throws the box off of the table, like swings it off.
Wait, was anyone else there?
Yeah, everybody was there. Yeah, everybody was there. Yeah, everybody's seen it, but she always does stuff like that.
She was like that to everyone?
No.
So
just to me. Yeah, just to me. But everybody, I guess, has worked with her because she's been there for over 10 years. Everybody knows how she is, that she always has an attitude with women, younger women, I would say. She's older, so everybody knows her attitude. So everybody just looked like, and then I looked back at her, and that kind of, made me mad. So what I did was I looked back, and I told her, I was like, that was very rude of you. I was like, if you don't like how I assembled the box or where I placed it, I said, you could have told me. I said, you're treating me like if I'm a child. I said, I'm a grown adult, and that was very rude of what you did. If you have a problem with me or how I work, let me know. Don't just throw the box in front of me, because that's very disrespectful.
Hey, at least you stood up for yourself, though.
Yeah, that's very disrespectful. I'm like, I don't know what it is that you have against me. I said, or if it's just how I work, or I said, but if you have a problem, just let me know.
And that's
you
good,
don't
though.
have to be such a B. And then I did call her the B word.
At least you had the balls, to like stand up to her.
Yeah.
Because I know that some people, or like
It's
most
hard.
people in the workplace, they would be so scared to stand up to like a person that was superior to them. So I think that's really good though. Like you didn't let them boss you around. You didn't let them like bully you and just throw you around.
And I told them, like, look, I have children who are teenagers. I said, I'm not a child. Don't treat me like one. I said, if you need to let me know something, just talk to me. Don't be rude like that, because I take it very disrespectful. Don't do that to me. And then I told her that she was a B, the actual B word. You don't have to act like such a B word.
What'd she say?
She didn't say anything. She just looked at me and just turned away. My other coworker was upset that was going on, so she went and told the supervisor.
Wait, your friend? Wait.
My coworker.
Your coworker told on you?
Yeah, told the supervisor what was going on, like all the tension that had been going back and forth, because that's not the first time. I don't know. She just didn't like drama like that.
She needs to mind her business. She needs to mind her business.
So, but that wasn't the first time that had happened. She continuously did stuff like that.
To you?
And yeah, to me.
Oh.
She continually did stuff that, like the 3 months that I was there, she would always do things like that. Not to that extent, but she would do stuff like that. And every day I would just hold it in, let it go. I said, once I start learning more, maybe she'll back off. And that was just my breaking point, and whenever she did that, I just felt really disrespected.
Maybe like targeted too, since you were like the only one that was being done to, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
And this was like she was doing a whole bunch of stuff like that, like prior to that.
And I took it a little offensively too, because I thought that she was being racist because I was the only brown person there. Yeah, I was the only Hispanic person in that department. Everybody else was, white. So I was like, maybe she's racist, or she maybe just doesn't like younger women. Like, I don't know. Her other coworkers, that she worked with, one was a male. She was in love with him. And then the other coworker, which was a white older woman, she was in love with her. They would hang out even after work.
So was it maybe like favoritism that you've seen?
Yeah, it was a lot of favoritism, and there still is at that job, unfortunately.
So then what happened whenever that coworker of yours told your...
We got called into the office. So my boss calls us into the office. So it's me, my boss, and my coworker and her. So it's 4 of us in the office. And he sits us down and wants to know from the beginning what happened. My coworker is explaining to him.
Wait, the girl that...
My coworker that snitched.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so she's in the office letting him know what all went down. So, and then I was just there, I wasn't gonna deny anything because it did happen.
Yeah.
I did call her the B word and all that. And my coworker's like, yeah, she's calling her the B word. And I was like, and I just, was there like, okay, yeah, it's true. I was just, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Even though it's the truth, I did call her the B word. And at that point, if I got fired, I wasn't really worried about it, because I was just done with all the drama. Yeah, I was done with all the drama. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's fine if I get fired. So my boss looks at me, Susie, you can't be calling people the B word. And then I'm like, well, it's true, she is one.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
He said, you still cannot be going around calling people the B word, Susie.
What'd she say? Was she looking at you like weird or like mean, or was she like arguing?
No, she had a straight face. She didn't even talk like that whole argument or the sit down. She didn't even talk. It was just a coworker talking, my boss talking, and me answering, saying yes or no. That was it. my girl boss, she just was straight face. She didn't make any faces or nothing. She just would look at me and look at him and nothing. Yeah. You can't be calling them, and I'm like, well, she has one. I'm sorry. But then I did tell him, what was going on, why I did it. How she's been doing those kinds of things for months and months and months, and I was at my breaking point.
Yeah.
That it's not okay for her to treat people like dog doo-doo.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
And did he talk to her about that too?
No.
So he was just lecturing you?
He wasn't lecturing me. He was just telling me that I can't be going around calling people names. Because everybody knows. She's been there for over 10 years, so everybody knows how she is. I was just new and barely starting to know how she is. At my company, it's okay, for her to do that stuff because that's just her. She's been there for so long, so they tolerate it. And they don't really care.
Well, I mean, if it's normal for her to do it, it should be normalized for you to call her the B word.
No. You just can't be going around people calling the B word.
You can't be going around throwing temper tantrums, knocking stuff off the table like a little child.
Yeah, but that's just how she is. She did her job well. She produced, numbers, so that's all that they cared about. And everything else was either you can handle her or not. Yeah, so I get mad. I get mad after the fact. Because, that's just when I started to realize finally how the company is starting to work.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like, well.
I never signed up for this.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, this is just bull. So the next day, I had a bright idea. To write a note.
Did you write a note to her?
I wrote a note, and I put the word B on it. Again. They never said anything about writing it, right? They just told me not to say it.
So you gave it to her?
I slipped it in her toolbox.
Oh my gosh. Did she say anything? Did she know it was from you? Did she tell you anything?
No. The next day, whenever I slipped it in there, she opened up her toolbox. I did it before anybody even got to the job. So I hurried up and snuck in there and put it in there.
Right after you get in trouble for calling her where you're
I
slip it in
what
there?
I thought it's anonymous. They're not gonna know.
They can't really accuse you because they don't know.
And there's no cameras in there, so they're not gonna know that. They're gonna know it's me, but they're not gonna know for sure.
They can't prove it.
Yeah, they can't prove that it was me. So I slipped a little note in there, and I'm like B on it in big bold letters. Slipped it in there, and I just go about my day. And she finally opens up her little box, grabs a note, she sees it, and I'm watching her see the note. She reads it, takes the note, she storms off. And I'm like, oh. I knew what she was gonna go do. She was gonna go tell our supervisor. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just mentally preparing myself.
You're like, okay,
I need to get ready for a lecture now.
You're like, deny. Deny.
Jeez, please. So we get called into the office. Susie, I know that you did it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my
He has a note. I know that you wrote this. I'm like, I'm sorry, it wasn't me. I'm like, other people must think the same thing that I do.
You told them that? Oh my gosh.
I'm like, it wasn't me, I'm sorry. I'm like, I know what it looks like. I told him, I'm like, I know what it looks like, but it wasn't me. Flying through my teeth.
But after that though, did she leave you alone? Did she keep being mean?
Yeah. After that, she left me alone.
Really? So,
after that, she did leave me alone, but it was also because I asked to switch departments. So I switched. I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
All the going back and forth, and it was just getting childish too. And everybody knew how she was.
Yeah.
Her attitude, how she treats people like crap. So it was normalized, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I asked to get moved, and they did move me to a whole different area.
I mean, that's good though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
so
good that you weren't.
in that aspect, yeah, we left each other alone. We were still, you know, seeing each other every day, having to walk by each other.
Mhm.
We didn't give any like each other dirty looks. We just, you know, minded our own business and just did our own thing now.
Probably because you stood up to her and she knows that she can't bully you around.
I just didn't want to be on that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you for joining another episode of our little story time.
I think it was very interesting and very ballsy that my mom decided to call her bossa the B word.
Well, I mean, some people deserve it. I mean, even though they're in power, they shouldn't, you know, have the right to treat people, you know, badly.
Preach. Well, guys, if you have any more questions or any suggestions for us, leave them down in the comments. And, well, we'll catch you guys next video.
Thanks. Bye.